The Minnesota Twins have been red hot at Target Field, winning 8 of 9 on their current homestand. Today, the Rays look to end the Twins' winning ways, with right-hander Chris Archer headed to the hill against Minnesota All-Star right-hander Jose Barrios. We welcome you to a beautiful afternoon in Minneapolis and Target Field, home of Minnie and Paul, where this afternoon the Rays and the Minnesota Twins square off in Game 3 of this 4-game series. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Doug Wechter, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. When this ballpark opened in 2010, the Rays went on a winning streak. In fact, this has been, in a way, their second home. They were 21-8 here at this ballpark coming into this series, but they dropped the first 2 games, and they're going to ask Chris Archer to turn the tide.
Well, you're talking about a pitcher who loves coming to Target Field in Chris Archer. He's coming off of his second start off the DL. And just look at the numbers he has put together so far here in Minnesota. 4 starts, you got the 4-0 record, perfect with that 1.38 ERA. He's been dominant versus the Twins overall in his career, going 6-1 over the course of 8 starts. So obviously, he loves coming here. He loves pitching against these Twins. And then his counterpart, Minnesota Twins, Jose Barrios, 24-year-old named All-Star this year, 14 wins last season. He's got 9 already this season. You see what he's done at home, 7-2 record with a 2.49 ERA. Just absolutely dominant, Dwayne. Look, since 2017, at home, he's got a 16-2 record and just has been lights out. So should be a good pitching matchup coming up this afternoon.
The Rays come into this game 2 games over 500, headed into the All-Star break. It's been an interesting and in many ways a progressive first half for the Rays under Kevin Cash. And when we come back, Michelle Margot will take a close look at that first half under the Rays manager.
taken a couple people by surprise just based on the offseason moves and then the way the season started. But talking with people in the organization, they all seem to credit manager Kevin Cash, and he is just named to the AL All-Star team for the second year in a row as a coach. Here is Kevin Kiermaier with his thoughts on the skipper.
Kev's done a really good job given with the circumstances, with all the injuries we've gone through this whole year, pitching and position players. And, you know, he's a fun guy to play for. You can joke around with him each and every day. And he's a lot of fun to, you know, you can poke fun at him and he doesn't care. As long as you go out there and handle your business on the field, he really allows you to be yourself.
I always go back to the communication and trust, and I think every manager has a unique way of going about their business. I think as a staff, we pride ourselves on keeping a loose atmosphere. We want the guys to come to the ballpark enjoying themselves, and at times it's our jobs to provide that. So whatever we can to keep it loose, joking around, laughing, smiling, even through some of the tough times. It's a long season, and I think that showing that consistently is probably the challenge that I've learned more than anything. You got to show up every day. You got to bring it every day because people are watching.
Kevin Cash and his Rays hope to take Game 3 today. They have Chris Archer on the hill against Jose Barrios and the Minnesota Twins. Day baseball from sunny and humid Target Field. First pitch with Dwayne Stats and Doug Wechter when we come back.
Rays and the Twins all set to go at it. The Rays will be facing the young right-hander, Jose Barrios, with a record of 9-7, making his 20th start. The Rays 2 games over 500 at 48-46. And the starting lineup presented again by your Southern Ford dealers will find Kevin Kiermaier in center field leading off. Matt Duffy at third hits second. Then Jake Bowers in the third spot at first base. Hitting cleanup and catching is Wilson Ramos. Ji-Man Choi will serve as the designated hitter. Joey Wendell, who hit the long home run last night back in the lineup, hitting 6th, playing second base. Carlos Gomez in right, Malik Smith in left, and Adeni Echeverria is the shortstop, batting 9th.
Well, here you see it, Jose Barrios going into his 20th start on the year, looking for his 10th win. All-star selected so far this season, coming off of one of his best outings, 7 innings, 8 punch-outs, only giving up 1 run against the Royals last time out. Last 7 outings, he's really trended well, only pitching to a 2.7 ERA. So really the ace of the staff here for the Twins. He's got 12 quality starts on the year and pitches extremely well at home.
Well, Kevin Kiermaier stepping in to get it started for the Rays. And the young right-hander delivers. The first pitch is fouled straight back. An opening fastball fouled out of play. A 14-game winner a year ago. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. Barrios went 14-8 in 25 starts. 9-7 this year. And a cut and a miss. He goes up with the fastball, and he gets Kiermaier to chase 1 away.
Go ahead and set the defense for the Twins. Brought to you by the Golden Diamond Source. Left to right, Rosario, Jake Cave having a huge series. Max Kepler in right field. And third to first, we'll sweep it. Escobar, Polanco, Dozier, Adrianza on first base, and Bobby Wilson, familiar face behind the plate.
Paul Molitor, the skipper. There's a shot off the bat of Duffy into right field. Kepler back as he hits the track, reaching up to make the grab. Duffy takes the right-hander the other way. Fly ball caught by Kepler. 2 up, 2 down. The base is empty. Here's Jake Bauers. Well, Bauers last night doubled in the 4th, homered in the 5th inning. After some conditioning work provided by Malik Smith.
Yes. Strength and conditioning coach extraordinaire.
Pitch is wide, as you see. He shortened on the bat a bit. 1 ball, no strikes.
I think I need to follow up on the plane ride home with Malix. See if I can get on a good routine.
Yeah, we could all use a little of that. There's a cut and a miss. When I saw Malix this morning, and he said when Bauers hit that ball and it was just off the very edge of the flower bed out there, 23 feet high in right field, he immediately went to the clubhouse and said, I've got to do this.
Got to help a teammate out.
Yep. So
get the dumbbells. Let's go. We got time. It worked.
Now fly ball into left. That's going to send Rosario back, and he makes the catch. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. On to the bottom of the 1st. No score. from the Minnesota Twins, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Joe Mauer, Eddie Rosario, and Brian Dozier, the top three. Eduardo Escobar, followed by Jorge Polanco and Max Kepler. Ray Adrianza at first, hitting seventh in front of Jake Cave, and then Bobby Wilson.
Well, for Chris Archer, coming into target field is something that he absolutely wants to do. And you see what he's done so far against the Twins and over his career. 8 starts, going into his 9th, 6 wins. Look at that ERA, sub-2. Here at target field, in 4 appearances, he's 4-0 with a sub-1 ERA. So obviously loves pitching here, loves the mound, loves the scenery.
And here's Mauer, hitting .278, coming off a big night last night. And the first pitch is a strike. Well, the Rays want to get a little distance for Archer, making his 15th start overall after the 3-inning plus. There's a liner up the middle and positioned perfectly. Echeverria there to make the catch, and Mauer continues to hit the ball hard, but the Rays shortstop is there.
Well, here you see a fastball hit right back up the middle from Mauer. Echeverria positioned absolutely perfectly, and Mauer, man, he is just seeing the ball so well. Coming in today off of a game last night, having 4 RBIs, been smoking the ball so far this homestand.
There's Eddie Rosario. It's down and in. Last time out for Archer, he made 78 pitches against Detroit. Like to get deeper into this game. And Rosario has been so good. I mean, tops and the numbers and the categories that count for run production. He's right at the top on this Minnesota ball club.
Well, typically when you go against a team, you're looking at one guy to key on, make sure he doesn't beat you. And right now, that is Eddie Rosario. Just tops. You saw the ranks so far this season.
And a strike, 2-1. We'll even the count at 2-2. '29-year-old right-hander. Archer will be 30 on the 26th of September. Liner into center. That will drop. One hop in front of Kiermaier. And Rosario continues to swing a hot bat.
Go ahead and set the Rays defense for you here. Brought to you by a Golden Diamond Source. Left to right, Malik Smith, Kevin Kiermaier, and Carlos Gomez, your right fielder. Third to first, you got Duffy, Echeverria making that good play to start the game. Joey Wendell, Jake Bowers, and then behind the plate, our all-star Wilson Ramos.
1 on, 1 out for Brian Dozier. Dozier had been struggling early, but showing signs in recent days of swinging a productive bat. Fouls the first pitch out of play. Opposition hitting .267 off Archer. And a foul, that one right back over the head of Eduardo Escobar on the on-deck circle. Caught part of the screen behind him. 0-2.
Well, you see, with Dozier's numbers, you know, only hitting that 230 clip so far this year. Obviously, the average down a little bit. He's still got the pop. 15 home runs for the season. He's still driving in runs, 43 RBIs, so he's still productive.
1-2. We'll take a look at what he's done since 2013 among second basemen, topping the list by quite a margin when it comes to the home run power numbers. And he is out on strikes. Out number 2.
Here you see a slider from Chris Archer. Dozier not able to stay back on this pitch. Archer elevated it probably a little bit more than he really wanted to. Here you see Ramos wanted it down and away, but still getting the action that he needs and able to get the punch out.
That's an interesting element to his game when you watch that slider. That slider actually had a little hump in it.
Right.
And when his slider is good, it's more direct, and then the sharp turn. That has been the wipeout slider for him throughout his career. Escobar cut and the miss on the fastball, strike 1.
Yeah, you're talking about the slider that really starts right down the middle and drops off the plate. And that's the wipeout slider. Usually comes in around 88, 89 miles an hour for Archer. When it's up in the zone, that's where you see that little bit of a hump. That's when a lot of times hitters can recognize that and drive that ball.
Little tapper up the right side, foul, 0-2. Escobar has been a doubles machine with 35, tops in the league in that department. And very tough against right-handed pitching this year. Takes a good look at that one. 1-2. He's out 1, 2, 3 in the first. Twins 2 outs with a man aboard. Upstairs, fastball 96, but well up out of the zone and not chaseable for Escobar. Count square at 2-2. Bounds this one foul. Escobar, one of 7 Minnesota Twins to drive in a run last night. They were led by Joe Mauer with 4 runs batted in. And this one is fouled back.
Well, you see what the trend that Archer has taken into this season, and you kind of see it right here in this at bat versus Escobar. You've seen already a couple changeups to Escobar, trying to get him off that fastball slider combination, and that third pitch is going to be so huge for Archer, you know, moving forward. That's what he's tried to develop all season, really concentrated hard on spring training, working on that pitch.
Up and away, snap throw to first, and the ball loose a little bit to the foul side of the bag. Rosario diving back in there. Well, you're right about that changeup. It's something that overall, as we look at that peg by Ramos down there, trying to sneak it out on Rosario. For the year, he's thrown that changeup just a little over 20% of the time. But a big part of that against lefties. You see 10% overall and a little over 20% to left-handed hitters, and hardly at all to right-handers, which is kind of a traditional approach. But that leaves him essentially fastball slider against righties.
Right. It's that third pitch, especially as a starting pitcher. A lot of times in a bullpen or a bullpen arm, you can go out there with a 2-pitch combination and get through. But as a starter, it's so hard if you don't have that third pitch, because you're relying on obviously only a fastball slider. And if one of those pitches is off, then you're sitting on one pitch the entire game.
Another foul ball out of play. It's been a 9-pitch at bat for Escobar. Run up the pitch count here. It's now 20 in the first. Back into right field. Gomez is there to make the catch, and that retires the side. Minnesota leaves a man aboard. No score through an inning, and Wilson Ramos will lead off the second. For the Rays. Rays down in order in the first, so Ramos, Choi, and Wendell to hit in the second inning. Ramos hitting .297 to start play today, and headed to the All-Star game as the American League's starting catcher. It's 1-1. 14 home runs, over 50 RBIs, and he has been Mr. Clutch for the Rays. 2-1. Facing the impressive young right-hander out of Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Count squares at 2-2.
Well, so many things are impressive about Wilson Ramos, but really to me it's the strength that he has when he goes to the opposite field. You know, he's able to drive that ball to right field so well, and that sets him apart from so many other hitters. A lot of guys are just pull happy right now, but Ramos.
And to third, Escobar with a little extra time corrals that one, throws out Ramos. So one away with the bases empty here in the second. Visit a local participating 7-Eleven store and pick up a Rays discount coupon for a $7.11 ticket to the game Friday, July 20th. Keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser porch. Ages 21 and over. Please drink responsibly. Choi fouls it back. Strike one.
I like the idea right there by Choi. Obviously the defense shifted to the right side heavily. No one on third base. There you see it. Lay a bunt down. You got an easy way to first base.
Showing it again, and this time makes contact. He didn't think he did, and Hoy says he did.
Boy, it's a tough call right there by Hoy. Cash obviously disagreeing as well.
Let's have a friendly conversation here. Well, it's going to go strike. Let's take another look, see what you think.
Tough to tell.
Yeah, he's saying, look, the bat's out there. He got it back. Did he make contact?
Oh, yeah,
the answer is no.
Yeah, he missed it by a couple inches.
The pitch is high. It's 2-2. Well, you don't want to upset James Hoy, and you know that personally. There's a whole story that we'll get into about that. There's a foul ball back.
Yeah, that I've disagreed with James Hoy before.
You haven't, and he's disagreed with you apparently.
I'll just say
that goes all the way back to 2004.
Yeah,
the only time you were ever ejected.
Well,
he did it, right?
I appreciate you bringing that up, Dwayne. Great memory for me.
Checked in time there. Now it's a full count.
You know, 7th inning, going up against the Oakland A's. Rubio Durazo hit his second jack of the day off of me.
Yeah, the cut and the miss. So Troy's out of there. 2 up, 2 down.
Bobby Crosby comes to the plate right afterwards.
Yep.
And you got to pitch Bobby Crosby inside anyways, okay? So that's what I'm thinking. Brooke Fordyce is the catcher. He gives me the old number 1 right in the inner half.
Yeah.
I let one fly and stoned him right in the ribs, you know? I didn't
and
mean
Hoy
to do it.
immediately says, you're gone.
Right out of the crowd, just comes straight out, points at me, points to the stands. I let him know I disagreed politely with his strike zone on my way out. And that's the last time we had a conversation.
Pitch is outside. Well,
yeah. So he's cost me a little bit of money.
There you are.
There you are.
So
maybe I'll talk to him after the game today.
Go down to the umpire's room, just hang around the door until they come out.
Remember me, you owe me.
Yeah. 1-1. Hoy was, I think, in his second year as a major league umpire then. So you were among the first ejections for him in his career.
Yeah.
And the only one in your career.
Only one in my career. Came after a game where I hit Frank Thomas in Chicago. Started a bench clear.
Oh, there's a hot shot out to short. Polanco with the pickup. Wendell is out of there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We're through an inning and a half. No score.
Against the Minnesota Twins. Well, Wilson Ramos is an all-star catcher again this year, and the pitching staff has nothing but good things to say about him. But something that Chris Archer pointed out, he said how nice it's been to have both him and Jesus Sucre for back-to-back seasons. He said it's been kind of a revolving door the prior couple of years, and these two catchers have put in a ton of work getting familiar with the pitching staff, and they're really invested with how the pitchers fared. Doug, how important is the relationship between the pitchers and the catchers, and is it more difficult for a catcher during bullpen days?
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, first of all, the familiarity of what he was talking about is huge. And to have the consistency behind the plate, you know, working every game with you, almost to the point where you're not shaking them off all the time, you get into a good rhythm, and there's a comfort factor. And so obviously Chris Archer has felt that comfort factor with both these catchers so far this year and last year.
Polanco leading off with a count of 2-1. Kepler next, and then Adrianza. Big swing there. Uppercut on that pitch. Fastball in the mid-90s, and the count squares. Polanco 12 games back from his 80-game suspension. That's a foul ball. Boy, I'll tell you, he had a lot of room up that side.
Absolutely.
Rays with the shift on.
That's a changeup to a left-handed hitter. We have the shift of the defense. You see where Duffy is all the way over at the shortstop position. That ball stays fair. Here you see it. Boy, if that ball stays fair, he's running for days.
Cut, a foul ball. Well, Archer 3-4 on the year. Of those 7 decisions, 3 have, or actually 6 have been on the road. He's 3-3 on the road in 8 starts, 6 starts at home under the big top of Tropicana Field. He's 0-1 there. High foul out of play. So the count holds at 2-2. Minnesota with a base runner in the first. Rosario singled with 1 out. He was left on base. And there's ball 3. So a full count. This is the 3rd full count in the first 5 hitters. Pitch count will be a factor again. 78 pitches his last time out. And Cash would like to get well beyond that. Swing and a miss. Polanco out of there. Strikeout number 2 for Archer.
Well, absolutely. And if you're Chris Archer, you're trying to get it outs as quick as possible, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for depth into this game. Here you get another slider. Swing and a miss, 88 miles an hour. A little bit elevated, but still getting the punch out on Polanco.
Max Kepler. Pitch a little bit low. Close pitch right there, and did not go Archer's way. That's on the corner. 1-1.
How about that? Back-to-back changeups to start off Kepler. That's his 8th changeup already today in just an inning and a third.
Up and away now with the fastball. 2-1. Well, he's making these hitters well aware that the changeup will be in play.
Absolutely.
Shot into right, well tagged. That ball is out of here. Lined to right field. The 11th home run of the year for Kepler. Minnesota takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, Max Kepler had a hit and an RBI in yesterday's game, and here we see him hit his 11th home run of the season. It'll be a slider inside corner, and for a lefty, down and in is always a spot you really don't want to mess with, and there it was. Slider inner half. Kepler doing a good job of getting the barrel on it.
And again, that's not the slider that Archer's known for. Fastball, strike called Adrianza up here. One and one. Fastball, that last one, 97 on the heels of the 10th home run allowed by Archer this year. One and two. Strikeout of Polanco, and then the home run on the 2-2 pitch to Kepler. Henry Adrianza behind in the count. Into the dirt. There's a cut and a miss. He strikes out the Twins' first baseman. There's a breakout on the Kepler home run.
Well, here you see it. Statcast powered by AWS. 21-degree angle, so not much of a launch angle, but you got a lot of backspin on that, and that's really the reason why that ball got out. Kepler able to connect with that slider inside corner.
There's Cave swinging through the first pitch. Cave back in center field. In center field last night, had a big night at the plate, 3 for 4, single, double, and a home run, and a strikeout, and he's behind 0-2. Could not catch up to 97. Tapper foul. Fifteenth start of the year for Archer. Coming off Monday's 3 1/3 stint, getting back active and making that start against the Tigers. Pitch hit on the hands of Cave, who fouled it away. Okay, with an 8-game hitting streak, he's 13 of 25 in that stretch. It's now 2-2. I mean, here's a guy, he was hitting 265 in the minor leagues, had a chance to get to the big leagues, and he starts this game at 324.
Yeah, bring him up. Let's see what he can do in the big leagues. He just ends up crushing the ball so far. I mean, playing defense also. Seen some good plays already this series with the caveman in center field.
Sends a fly ball into left. Now that Smith's still going to the track in front of the wall. He makes the catch to retire the side. A run on the home run by Kepler. We go to the third. 1-0 Minnesota. Rays. Gomez, then Mallex Smith, and Adeiny Echeverria against right-hander Jose Barrios. 85 degrees under clear skies, some scattered white clouds above. And Gomez takes a strike. Slider out there on the corner. And now he hits Gomez with a pitch. The Rays get a base runner. Leadoff hitter in the third is aboard.
Here you see a fastball inside corner. Obviously gets on the side of it, runs into Gomez's hip. Let's take the base. He's having a good series so far. 2 for 3 yesterday. Gomez hitting .333 over his last 10 games. And obviously that didn't hurt too much.
And Mallex Smith will step in here. Pitch is a strike. Mallex hitting .272. And a move to first. Back in Gomez. Barrios has 1 pickoff this year. The opposition 4 or 5 running against him, and here's a move to first.
Barrios obviously paying attention to what Gomez is doing on first base, knowing he's an aggressive player, aggressive base runner.
And again over there. 6 of 9 in the running game. Fly ball the other way, sending Rosario back. Get to the track to make the catch, and Gomez retreats to first on the fly ball out to left. Lifted out there by Mallex Smith. With a man aboard, 1 out, the hitter will be Adeiny Echeverria. Echeverria at .251. A base hit and a run scored last night. And again, a move to first. There goes the runner. The pitch is skied foul, out of play on the right side. So Gomez on the move that time. He's been hit a dozen times now. Pitch, breaking ball to start that at bat, and then Gomez hit by a pitch. Down to first, off the mid of Adrianza, and now the toss, the glove toss, as Dozier on the carom got over there and got the man at first. Gomez moves into second, and Echeverria is out. That goes 3-4-3. The ricochet off the mitt of Adrianza to Dozier.
Boy, how about this play by Dozier? Flipping it glove side. It's so hard to do. A lot of times you can't do that, and looks like it caught Gomez right on the heel. Here you see him, momentum taking him toward first base, able to flip it accurately to Adrianza. Great job by Dozier over there. And you know, we don't talk a lot about it, but Dozier's really sure-handed over at second base. He does a really good job over there, and overall their middle infielders can handle the glove pretty well.
First scoring opportunity for the Rays. It comes with 2 outs in the third. Kiermaier fouls it. So Gomez aboard. He's trying to make the hit batter hurt Minnesota. To make it hurt the Twins more than apparently it hurt Gomez. Base hit would do that. And a pop-up foul ball. Bobby Wilson's after it. He makes the catch. Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Minnesota. On the home run in the second by Kepler. Our Toyota inside look. A number of former Rays, members of this Minnesota ball club, with Fernando Rodney leading the charge. Closing games. We saw Jake Odorizzi on the mound last night. Bobby Wilson catching again today, and Logan Morrison on the sideline.
There you go. Some familiar faces.
Morrison disabled. Wilson takes a strike, a fastball on the outside corner. Bobby Wilson, the homer and 13 runs batted in. It's 2-1. Well, the Twins have been hot on this homestand. An 11-game homestand leading up to the All-Star break. They're 8-1 so far on this stand. That's a base hit. Got it in on him. Sounded as if he broke his bat. Wilson makes a big turn at first, but Malik Smith comes up with that in short left. So Wilson is aboard. They took 4 from the Orioles to open the homestand. Won 2 out of 3 from Kansas City, and have taken the first 2 games from the Rays to go 8-1, and they're averaging just under 6.5 runs a game.
Well, you're talking about a team that's really struggled in the first half, and now you see over the last 9 games just these stats. It's exactly what you want if you're Paul Molitor going into All-Star break. It's a red hot offense right now.
Now the top of the order, Joe Mauer, which is a strike. Archer with a couple of extended innings here to start this game. A little over 50 pitches now. Working on his second hitter here in the third. There's a strike. 0-2. Bauer 4 of 19 in his career against Archer with 1 extra base hit. That was a double. And he is out on strikes.
Boy, Dwayne, you're talking about that slider that we're used to and that we really want to see from Chris Archer. That is the one right there. Bottle that one up. And you see it, 89 miles an hour, starting right down the middle and then just disappearing on Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer is such a good hitter. Typically doesn't swing at pitches out of the zone, and there you go. You see how deceptive that pitch can be.
Well, he thought he was swinging at a pitch in the zone.
Right, that's right.
Got finished, it was not in the zone.
That's exactly right.
That's the great slider, as you point out. Now Rosario. Ball 1.
You see a big difference right now in home plate umpires from last night. Jeff Kellogg seemed like he had a pretty generous zone. Now today, home plate umpire James Hoy.
Yeah, and that's been his story. Particularly over the last few years, the trend has been not to call as many strikes. He's probably under the major league average when you tabulate the strike to ball ratio with a particular umpire back there and his ability and inclination to call strikes. So Hoy's really going to make you work for it.
Well, not the only time I've ever disagreed with him, Dwayne.
Yeah, you hit that guy purely by accident.
I did. I did not mean to hit him after both those home runs given up.
Big cut and a miss. Fastball there, a little challenge, and it's 1-2. Big cut by Rosario. Yeah, you were apparently a victim of circumstance.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you got to go inside every once in a while, you know?
Yep.
And as I remember, I think he was on the plate, too.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, he's getting a little happy. Get right up there. Got to get him off. There's a liner into right. Gomez with the pickup. Wilson stops at second on Rosario's second hit, giving the Minnesota left fielder 2 for 2 on the day.
Rosario continuing his hot streak. 2 hits yesterday. Now he's already got 2 hits today.
Single and a home run in the game Thursday. Take a look at the pitch breakout on Chris Archer so far.
How about that? There you see it. 14 changeups. Way more than average for Chris Archer. I got to say, I like the idea going in, the game plan going in with that.
Dozier takes ball 1. Twins with base runners in each of the front 3 innings, picking up their run on the Max Kepler home run in the second. 1-out threat in the third now. Two and 0. Dozier at 34 home runs a year ago. And a tap down to third, fair. Out at third. Throw to first is wide. Knocked down by Bowers. Now a man trying to go to third, and the throw back across, and he is safe. Boy, a lot going on there. Wilson out at third on the force. And the attempt to get the double play. That throw was wide, and Rosario, who was at first, winds up at third. Here it is again.
Well, good job starting the play by Duffy, being able to scoop that ball up and tag third base on the run. But then you see him not able to get his feet squared up on the throw to first base. Inaccurate throw to first. Bowers was able to stop it at least. Try to make the play back at third. Not able to get him. Rosario standing on third. Now you got a man on first and third, 2 outs.
The Rays had designs on trying to get out of the inning there. Didn't work that way. But they did get the second out. Here's Eduardo Escobar. Upstairs. Escobar had an extended at bat in the first inning. 10-pitch at bat before he finally lifted a fly ball to right, caught by Gomez. Archer is up again with that fastball. 2-0. With men in scoring position, look at those numbers.
Escobar having some kind of year.
It's 5th best in the league with men in scoring position. Cut and a miss. It's 2-1.
Real good changeup right there from Chris Archer. Seeing some nice depth to the pitch. Starts right down the middle. Dropping late action.
First and third. Rosario going to third. There's a wave and a miss. 2-2. They've charged Duffy with an error on that throw to first, allowing Rosario the opportunity to advance, and he did. 6th error of the year charged to Duffy. Those are reaching on a fielder's choice. And a break down the line this time from Rosario. And Archer stepping back to stop him.
Boy, actually, that's a really good job by Chris Archer. Just stepping off, checking the runner. Here you go. A lot of times, this is designed to get the pitcher to balk. You know, obviously, you're going to have to take your right foot off the rubber before you move and check the runner, and Archer does that. And with the shift on, obviously, nowhere to throw it to third base.
Now a swing and a miss. That takes care of Escobar. 5 strikeouts for Archer, 2 left. It's a 1-0 game through 3. Second, we go to the 4th. The Rays 7-11 and the YMCA teaming up to keep kids water smart from the start. The Y offering a variety of water safety programs. For more information, visit raysbaseball.com/watersmart. Here's Matt Duffy to lead it off in the 4th. Bowers and Ramos to follow. The first pitch is a strike. Rays have had 1 base runner. Gomez was hit by a pitch. He advanced to second, was stranded there. Fouled out of play.
And you see that sweeping slider, sweeping off-speed pitch from Barrios. And we were talking to Bert Blyleven before the game. He was talking about, you know, that off-speed pitch. A lot of times he'll get on top of it, get a little bit more depth, and then sometimes he'll get to the side and it'll be more of a side-to-side movement.
Yeah, so sometimes that curveball, technically it's a curveball is what he calls it, but sometimes it'll look like a slider because it'll flatten out a little bit. Speaking of curveballs, there's the man to talk with about curveballs. We couldn't find a better one. I guess that depends on your perspective. If you were a hitter, you didn't really want to talk much about it.
Yeah.
But if you're a pitcher, he was in that elite category with the curveball.
Boy, and he came right at you, hard-nosed.
Yep.
Fun to watch.
Still does every time he comes into the booth. He scares us. Pitch is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A lot of Dutchmen come across as just a little gruff, but they're really sweethearts.
Oh yeah, he's a gentle giant.
Yep. There's a liner, base headed to center, and Duffy is aboard.
You know, it's so great to talk to those, you know, the Hall of Fame guys, obviously, but the knowledge that he has, and you know, when we're talking about the Twins, we're going over the series with him, and you know, he's talking about some of the guys. He always goes to mentalities and what he likes about each player and their mentalities. He's talking about the pitcher they got out there today, Barrios. He just loves the way he attacks the zone. You know, and it's just almost like an old school method of just going out there, throwing strikes, wanting contact. You're not pitching around contact. You're going right at hitters, trying to force contact early in the count.
Strike the count on Bowers. Duffy aboard at first. Blyleven, you know, was really a baby in the big leagues. The 0-1. This one is down a check, and it's 1-1 for the Angels. You know, he grew up following the teams out there in Los Angeles as a kid. The late Don Drysdale was broadcasting for the Angels when he was there as a young pitcher, and just mesmerized with the conversations he could have. He was smart enough as this young pitcher to take as much as he could from guys like Drysdale, and he took some of that same spirit to the mound that Drysdale took out there. This is my mound. I'm going to own this thing.
Absolutely. Old school mentality.
2-2.
In baseball, it's so important to have that veteran presence on the teams, and also to have the young guys who want to go up to those veterans and learn. You know, not coming up and thinking that they've already know enough or they're good enough. I mean, it's all, you can always learn something new in this game.
And that is a ball down and in, and Bowers
saying it hit him. Looks like back foot.
And Kevin Cash says, hey, hang on a second here. Bowers was headed to first and called back by Hoy. And Kevin wants to talk this one over with Hoy.
Yeah, assuming we can't really get a good angle, and that's what's holding it up to see if we need to replay it. But obviously Bowers.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at it.
And Barrios following through, not able to see the angle of it. Tough to see from that shot. Bowers, first thing though, he didn't, I mean, there's no hesitation. He knew he got hit, so you got to assume that he'll be awarded first base. white shoes making it tough. Kind of blends in with the ball.
Oh, that's close.
That is close. That's tough to tell. Second review Bowers has been a part of today and yesterday. Yesterday, the one home run that turned into a ground rule double now. Having a tough time finding the right angle.
Well, Bowers was headed to first. He's hanging around the plate until they determine whether they're going to rule that he was hit by that pitch or not. Rays already have a base runner in Duffy at first. In the meantime, Rios out there trying to stay loose, and they could not determine that that ball hit him. Well, the Rays have had a couple of those in question today, and it appears that every angle available gets blocked at the time of potential contact.
Boy, yeah, they have they hide that view really well, whether it's Barrios or Wilson. Just can't find the angle on that replay.
So the count's going to be full on Bowers. Over to first. Runner back in, took a little bit more than a minute and a half to review all that and determine that the at bat will continue. Runner goes, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. And the Rays put the first 2 men on in the 4th inning. Here's the other side of that. And Doug, from a pitcher's point of view, you're out there now waiting to make another pitch. And after a minute and a half, you try to stay loose. But I would think it's a greater challenge for that pitcher to avoid giving up than a pitch out of the zone, because you've got one pitch to make, and that's a ball, so you walk the guy. That has to be a disadvantage to a pitcher waiting like that.
No, I agree. And Barrios, I mean, he's a guy who likes to get on the mound and throw it.
Ramos, he shoots it into right center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Duffy's going to score. Bowers will be waved around third. It's a double for Ramos, and the Rays are going to take a 2-1 lead. Wilson Ramos shoots it up the alley into right center field. RBIs 52 and 53, and the Rays are out in front 2-1.
Boy, Ramos coming in today on a 5-game hitting streak. We talked earlier about how good he is going the opposite field. Here you see the first pitch, fastball outside corner, almost doing him a favor by pitching him away. Able to get his hands extended, drive it out to right center field for the double, and 2 RBIs coming in for the Rays.
G-Man Choi. Pitch is outside. So Duffy's single and the following walk, and the Rays convert those into runs on the 14th double of the year for Ramos. High shot off the bat of Choi. Way back into right center. Kepler in front of the wall, leaps and makes the catch. The tag. Ramos is on his way to third, and he will beat the throw there. A towering fly ball by Choi. And Kepler had just enough room in front of that wall in right center field to make the catch.
Actually, a phenomenal catch here by Max Kepler, going back to the wall, coasting. Here you see it. Choi, I thought this ball was gone off the bat. You see him cruising back to the wall, finding the wall, getting right on the track, able to jump up and make the catch. Great job by the right fielder Kepler right there.
There's the leap.
Showing off a vertical. Made some good plays out in the outfield so far this series between him and Cave, center field.
Joey Wendell taking a pitch down and in. Wendell grounded to the shortstop his first time. Well, he got hold of one last night, 420 feet, and hit one out. Had a couple of hits, a single, also hit by a pitch in last night's game. And the pitch is wide. 2-0. Curveball stayed out there, didn't bite much. And a chopper back to the mound. A throw to first in time, and no chance for Ramos to score. Wendell with that chopper. For a moment, it might get beyond the pitcher. But Barrios made the grab.
And here you see it, fastball. It's going to be up in the zone. Wendell not able to get on top of it. Good play there. Barrios checking the runner on third base before firing a strike over to first.
That play may look simpler than it is because of the incline of the mound.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, the jump is so hard to do.
Gomez chops it foul.
And a lot of times when you get a high chopper like that, your first instinct as a pitcher is to jump early, but the ball's not to you yet. So to time it off the bat, it's really hard. So, you know, Barrios just showing his athletic ability here.
Ground ball fair by the bag and up the left field line. Ramos will score the third run of the inning. On his way to second, Gomez. That's his 11th double, and the Rays come up with an additional run. Duffy, Bowers, and now Ramos have all scored in the inning. 2 runs batted in for Ramos, and now 1 for Gomez.
Well, Gomez staying hot. Here we see that sweeping off-speed pitch. Gomez able to keep it fair. Just past Escobar down the third base line. Able to notch another double and another RBI.
Garvin Alston, the pitching coach. He's the new pitching coach here in Minnesota, out there spending some time with Barrios. Alex Smith is due to hit. The count. Rays have dropped the first 2 games of this series. Two 2-0. Gomez aboard. He's in scoring position. He was hit by a pitch in the third, wound up at second, and was left on base. Now Malik's trying to get him home here in the 4th inning. Ahead in the count. He sends it into center. Cave falls down, and that ball's going to bound over his head and up over the wall. That will get Gomez home, and Smith has himself a 2-base hit. The Rays have a 4-run inning and a 3-run lead. And Malik Smith gets credit for his 20th run batted in. Cave lost his footing out there.
Boy, I don't even know if Cave could have gotten to this ball, honestly, but, you know, obviously he slips and falls first step. Malik Smith doing a good job of driving that pitch, off-speed pitch. There you see Cave falling down. Really would have been a tough catch to make either way. You get back-to-back doubles for the Rays.
Here's the 8th hitter to come to the plate of the inning, Danny Echeverria. Now Malik Smith at second. And Echeverria pulling off the pitch, missed it, strike 1. And a soft little liner that's going to be caught by Polanco, the shortstop. 8 men come to the plate. The Rays score 4. The first 2 coming on the double by Wilson Ramos, scoring Duffy and Bowers. Middle of the fourth, it's 4-1 Tampa Bay.
The Twins in the bottom of the fourth here at Target Field. Well, we talked about it a little bit in the open about the job that manager Kevin Cash has been able to do with this young ball club this season, and he had some high praise coming from pitching coach Kyle Snyder. His good job does not go unnoticed. In fact, Snyder told me how good Cash is instinctively just sorting through the strengths and weaknesses of the pitching staff, and he said that Cash is always looking for feedback and input from the other coaches, which you don't always see from a manager. And then Snyder also told me how impressed he was with how Cash trusts his decisions, because they really are learning on the fly. I mean, they're doing something that they've never done before at the major league level with the whole opener concept. And Dwayne and Doug, I know you guys do respect the job that Cash has done.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch him, because I think he's had to juggle maybe more than any other manager. There's a base hit on the second pitch of the inning. Polanco drops it into shallow left. It seems that Kevin Cash has had more moving parts with this team. And when you think about what they've done with the pitching, well, look at this. 16 rookies used, second highest in the major leagues. That goes to pitchers. 10 on the active roster. And 14 different pitchers have started games. So sort that all out.
Yeah, good.
Just figuring out who's available, particularly when you have those opening days and the bullpen days. And you've got to figure out who you can call upon, who you can count on a particular day. That's a team effort. And Kevin Cash has presided over that. You mentioned Kyle Snyder, and you know, there's a whole buy-in by the whole coaching staff on that, and a team effort. Kepler taking a ball. The count is 1-1.
Well, there's so many things to be impressed about of what Kevin Cash has done so far this year. But I think the thing I'm most impressed with is the way he's handled this opening situation. And essentially now you're talking about a manager is playing matchups from the first inning on. And it's so hard to make the right decision half the time with just one or two pitchers late in the game.
If you want to manage and play matchups, he's at the right place.
Oh, yeah,
right here.
You got it.
I mean, he's doing that more than any other manager in captivity.
Right. I mean, he is, the amount of moves and the amount of things that he's had to do this year has been so impressive, and really doing it with a lot of rookies on this roster.
Yep. Well, he's been the master of ceremonies, the ringleader. I mean, he's been able to keep things on an even keel and keep the show going. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count here on Kepler. Full count now. Well, managing a club's a high wire act to begin with. And when you put all the different facets of the game and how the Rays put a game together and what they have to do, it's pretty amazing.
It is.
I mean,
Absolutely.
It's from our perspective, it's been fun to watch.
It has been. It's been, you know, from a lot of people saying where they expected us to end up this season. And now you look at the record, you look at what we've done, especially as of late, and it's been nothing short of impressive. And Kevin Cash is the one leading the charge.
Yep. Kepler out in front of that pitch. So Archer picks up a strikeout. 6 strikeouts for Archer. There's Adrianza. One ball, no strikes. I think what I liked the most about this was interleague play, because you get into the National League and you're doing what the Rays have done with openers and using the bullpen the way they have and inserting pinch hitters along the way, making sure you've got somebody to do that and then enough arms available. It really got to be a challenge there.
Well, just the amount of options you have, especially with no DH. Now you're talking double switches and changing people up in the order, pinch hitters. There's almost too many options to work through, and Kevin Cash doing a good job of figuring them all out.
High fly ball back to right center. Kiermaier's going to have room before he hits the track. He makes the catch. So 2 gone here in the 4th inning after the leadoff single by Polanco.
You see Archer at that 77 pitch mark. You know, he is only 1 start removed from being on the DL, so not truly extended all the way out. We'll see how deep he can get into this game.
He made 78 pitches against Detroit on Monday. 77 right now. Jake Cave, the hitter. Pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. Cave has had a good series. Been a pleasant development for the Twins. Big cut right there. 1-2.
That right there is 21st changeup of the day. You're starting to see really the depth to it, and that's the exact action you're looking for if you're Chris Archer. Now it's becoming a swing and miss pitch. Obviously putting a lot of work into that this season.
Well, with all these switch hitters, there's a swing and a miss. Followed the change with a fastball and strikes him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Rays lead 4-1. the Rays pushed Barrios a bit in the fourth. He had made 31 pitches through the first 3, 25 alone in the fourth inning. And it will be the top of the lineup. Kevin Kiermaier about to step in here to begin the fifth. Matt Duffy next, and then Jake Bauers. And the breaking ball drops over for strike 1. Kiermaier has struck out swinging. Fouled out to the catcher Wilson in the third inning. 0-2. Fastball following the breaking pitch. Inside. Fastball in there, 1-2. And a cut and a miss. He went up, picks up the strikeout. 1 away. Sports Banquet, timeless moment on this day in 2009. Carl Crawford taking home the All-Star Game MVP award after this great catch. That was a potential go-ahead home run in the 7th inning. Also went 1 for 3, and there's that great catch by Crawford. Now a shot into center by Duffy, and he is aboard going after the first pitch. And Matt Duffy is 2 for 3.
Duffy staying hot, but well, how about Carl Crawford and some of the years he had? I got to come up through the minor league system with him. Teammate here with the Rays. Having a guy like that in the outfield for you was so comforting. I had him, Rocco Baldelli. You know, it was so much speed in the outfield, so much speed behind you. You just felt like you could throw more strikes knowing that you got these guys tracking it down for you. And Crawford, one of the best.
Jake Bauers. Pitch is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, he's really a great story because going through high school, you know, as a lot of kids do, they play all sports, football, basketball, and baseball. And until his senior year, had never played a full schedule of baseball, and actually made a decision on his own that he was going to play baseball and skip a key basketball camp, and his basketball coach didn't like it at all.
Right.
But he thought he had a better shot to go pro and get to the major leagues in baseball quicker, and made the right decision.
Right. Yeah, I think he did make the right decision. He
I just think it's amazing that at his age, his life experience, he figured that out.
Right.
And said, no, I'm not going to go to that basketball camp. I'm going to play baseball for the full year.
Well, he probably had about 30 scouts tell him he could be a first rounder if he went ahead and skipped that camp. I remember talking to him in Princeton. You know, we were talking. I was a multi-sport athlete as well. I actually signed to go play football at USF coming out, and Carl signed to go play football at Nebraska. And that was when Nebraska was, you know, lights out. And I was talking to him about it, and you know, at that point in time, I'm 18 years old, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm I'm an athlete like this guy.
And to strike, he would have been the option quarterback there, and could have played major college basketball as well.
Let me just tell you, I saw him play in the first game in Princeton. I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm not quite the athlete that I thought I was. This guy is slightly better at me than me at most things athletically.
There's a ball wide. 3-2. A 4-1 ball game. The Rays scored all 4 in the 4th inning. Runner on the move, a swing and a miss. Throw down is in time. Bauers strikes out into the strike him out, throw him out double play, as Duffy is caught stealing for the 4th time this year. For the Rays, no runs, a hit, and nobody left. Swing and a miss, and the caught stealing. 4-1 Rays. Sun brought to you by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. 4-1 ball game. Rays lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Archer delivers his first pitch to Bobby Wilson, and that's a strike on the outside edge. 82 pitches for Archer. It's fouled back. Boy, the Rays would love to be able to get him through 5 innings. If he could have a nice, clean 5th inning, that would be a big lift for the Rays. And this is his 2nd start since coming off the disabled list.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, first couple innings had to use a lot of pitches early. Now settling in nicely.
1-2. Archer with the abdominal strain that put him on the DL. Little tap over the mound. Wendell cannot come up with it cleanly. Had to move to his right, scooting over there and thinking about trying to get the runner, and Wilson is safely aboard.
Well, Wilson not hitting this ball extremely hard, just getting it past Archer. Wendell breaking toward it, running forward, and you see giving him the air on the play. Not the easiest of plays, but really, if you ask Wendell, I'm sure he'd tell you that he needs to make it.
It's only the 3rd error of the year committed by Joey Wendell, up in the heel of the glove there.
Yeah, taking the hop on Wendell. Would have had plenty of time with Wilson running down to first and just not able to glove it.
Mauer, the top of the order. Pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Archer comes into this game with 8 career starts against Minnesota, going 6-1. Upstairs. 2-0. You think about that. 6-1 against the Twins, playing out of their division. The Rays in the East, Minnesota in the Central. The only team he has more wins against would be Toronto, and he sees them a lot. 7 wins over the Blue Jays and 6 over the Twins. 2-1 now.
No doubt he likes coming here and going Into his 5th start just at Target Field. He's already 4-0, looking to possibly notch the 5th win. He's in a good position now. Get some quick outs.
The Twins have put the leadoff man aboard in each of the last 3 innings now, this time on the error. Cut and a miss. Takes the count to 2-2. And now the count is full. Starting his 3rd time through the lineup. And you see Kyle Snyder on the phone down to the bullpen. Three-two, foul the other way. And that's one thing Mauer can do as well. I mean, he's a great hitter and he can hurt you that way, but he can foul pitches away and run deep counts.
You know, the one guy he reminds me of, the approach that he takes and the at-bats that he takes, is Wade Boggs. Honestly, such a good job of knowing the zone, not swinging at pitches out of the zone, but then when he doesn't like the pitch, if it's a 2-strike pitch, he's able to foul it off until he does find something he likes.
And he takes this one upstairs and draws the walk. So not a good beginning here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner reaches on the error and now the walk. First walk given up by Archer. Eddie Rosario is going to be the hitter. Now the lefty's Kolarek. Castillo, the right-hander. So the Rays with double barrel action in the bullpen.
And Castillo, so good as of late.
Kyle Snyder takes the slow walk to the mound. 85 degrees here as Archer makes his 2nd start since being activated from the disabled list. Worked 3 1/3 against Detroit. Made 78 pitches in that one. He's a little over 90 pitches right now. So he's really on a pitch-by-pitch leash at the moment.
What you're telling him right now is, you know, concentrate on trying to get that ground ball. Rosario is such a good hitter coming up. Been so good over the course of this series and really over the course of the entire year.
Yeah, Rosario in his career is 5 for 14 against Archer with a couple doubles in the mix. 2 hits today.
Yeah.
6 of 11 in the series. So here's a dangerous hitter right now. He goes after the first one and skies it to center. Kiermaier position to make the catch, and the runners will hold with Wilson, the catcher, the lead runner at 2nd, so he stays put. And boy, they get a big out on 1 pitch there. Rosario skies it to center.
Huge pitch right there by Chris Archer, and I thought the exact same thing that he did. Why not, with a guy with such good numbers off you, why not throw something that he hasn't seen too much of, and that would be the changeup. So first pitch changeup offered by Chris Archer here, 87 miles an hour. Able to get him out on his front foot.
Kevin Cash is going to pop out of the dugout, and that's going to be it for Archer at 93 pitches. So Archer works 4 1/3 and departs with the Rays holding the lead. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The new Monopoly jackpot scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. A new spin on a classic. They're loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. The Rays make the pitching change. Archer 4 1/3, 93 pitches. He departs with a couple men on base.
Well, here you see Archer's outing so far today, and here see a nice slider start the game off. Dozier in the first inning, another slider up in the zone, but getting away with it. And the Max Kepler home run. Really the only thing that Archer gave up so far. That was one mistake up in the zone, then went right back to work. Slider down, and that's the slider that he's been looking for all game. You know, a lot more change-ups today. Overall, you see the pitch breakout is a lot more change-ups. You know, obviously the game plan coming in was to definitely utilize that change-up, especially toward the left-handers. Slider was there for the most part, and obviously the velocity is there coming off the DL. That has not been affected at all.
Well, Castillo makes the first pitch to Brian Dozier, and that's in there for a strike. 2 men on with 1 out. This one is down 1-1. There's a wave and a miss. 1-2. Dozier 0 for 2 in this game, but has been swinging a hot bat. Ground ball in the hole. It's short. Echeverria gets one at second and safe at first. And boy, what a play. Echeverria again. He's good for at least one of those a game. He goes to his right in the hole, got the out at second, and had a shot at a double play. That's some play by Echeverria.
Well, this is a play right here that most shortstops would have a tough time making. First of all, he makes the glove work look easy, and then falling toward third base, able to swivel around the hips, throw a strike over to second base with Wendell. They almost turned 2 on this play that really could have gone down as a hit easily. Great job right there by Echeverria, and like you said, I mean, he's good for one of those a game.
Now first and third, here's Escobar, and he takes a strike. Ground ball, this one off the glove of Castillo. Echeverria off balance throw, not going to be in time. The run scores. Wilson crossing the plate. That ball off the bat of Escobar, deflected off Castillo's glove. Now they'll be men at first and second. Dozier at second. Escobar reaches.
Well, tough luck right here for Castillo. Executes a really good slider down in the zone, just off his glove. Tough play to make. You see the deflection. How about Echeverria stopping his momentum, then shifting back over to get the ball, firing a strike over to Bowers, and almost getting the runner. How good is he?
So it's now 4-2. Pitch down and in to Polanco. Fastball at 97. Down again. 2-0. Rays put up 4 in the 4th inning. Minnesota with a run in the 2nd, another one in the 5th. Now a strike, 2-1. Minnesota with a run on the 1 hit in this inning, and that was the ball hit by Escobar that deflected off Castillo's glove. Foul right back into the screen. 2-2. And the opening error has cost the Rays a run. To take down. The count is full. Max Kepler's on deck. Rays into the bullpen here in the 5th inning. Escobar at first, Dozier at second. And a swing and a miss. That takes care of Polanco. 1 unearned run. We're through 5, and it's 4-2 Rays. The Minnesota Twins opened the scoring on the Max Kepler home run in the 2nd inning. Led 1-0 until the Rays put together a 4-run 4th. The double by Wilson Ramos scored Duffy and Bowers. Before the inning was over, Carlos Gomez with a double up the left field line. drove in a run. Malik Smith dropping a double into center field. And the Rays made it a 4-1 game. The unearned run in the bottom of the 5th for the Twins, making it 4-2. And as we go to the 6th inning, Wilson Ramos will open the inning against the right-hander Jose Barrios, and the pitch is down and away. Curveball sweeping out there. So Ramos is 1 for 2. That doubled his 14th of the year in the 4th inning, driving in the pair. One and one the count. Kolarek, the lefty, He's busy in the bullpen. A little tap third base side. It'll be scooped by Escobar, and the throw to first in time. With the catcher Ramos going down the line, that gave Escobar a little more time. The MLB.TV All-Star Sale is here for $39.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes the MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this sale. Ramos a little slow in returning to the dugout, met by Kevin Cash. And Paul Harker on this trip also greeting him.
Well, that's the last thing you want to see. Almost having such a big first half. Obviously Harker sitting down, looking in, giving him a little attention.
Ji-Man Choi takes first pitch for a ball. Let's take a look and see if we can pick something up here. 1-1. It's 2-1.
You see him let up just a little bit toward the base, and you know it's a hot day out here today. Maybe it could be something as minor as a cramp.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you're pulling for right now.
Exactly.
2-2 to Choi. A little tapper foul. And a cut and a miss. Choi out number 2. Five strikeouts for the Minnesota starter. Take a look at Joey Wendell starting at the end of June. So this has been a little more than 2 weeks now, hitting .372.
No, I remember Wendell, you know, in spring training, talking to a lot of people saying, yeah, he can really pick it at second base, but just don't know where he's going to be at and what he's going to do offensively.
2-0. You know, the one guy who had sung his praises all spring was Kevin Cash.
Yep.
Cash liked him from the beginning. Great effort. Very smart about the game. Now it's 2-1. And Cash fitting right in terms of how the Rays approach the game now. He'll look for all kinds of ways to utilize the talents that any of these guys have, and he has certainly done that with Wendell, because with that long home run last night, they like the offensive side of what they've seen, but they also like the versatility he has.
Well, yeah, you're talking about a guy who now has outfielder's glove in his bag. Obviously having to go
get
play
a bigger bag to put the big outfielder's glove in.
He did.
There's a foul ball.
Double up on the size of that bag to put that glove in there, and you know he's been doing a great job. Had to put out in left field last night, playing a solid second base all year, and showing a little pop yesterday.
Two balls, 2 strikes the count. And here he is all the way out, 3-2. Carlos Gomez is on deck. And he draws the walk. The 3-2 curveball that stayed wide. So the Rays get a base runner. The Rays have had runners in each of the last 4 innings. Rios retired the first 6 men he faced and then hit Gomez. The Rays got to him for the 4 runs in the 4th. Had a man on in the 5th inning, lost him on the caught stealing, and now the walk here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. We'll get Gomez up there. And they send Bobby Wilson to the mound to spend some time with the young right-hander. Tomorrow on Fox, Pogba, Mbappe, and France take on Luka Modric and Croatia in the FIFA World Cup final. Coverage begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Well, Gomez has been hit by a pitch and doubled. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled back, and Wendell had a great jump.
Great jump, and Gomez was not thinking single there. He was absolutely looking to launch. He sees a fastball up in the zone, and here you go.
Yeah, that was not a hit and run from Gomez's perspective. He was trying to come up with a hit and trot.
That is, yeah, he was not. He did not want to sprint toward first base. He wanted to take his time around the bases on that swing.
And he skies it to center field. Cave will have to come in and makes the catch. The Rays leave a man. We're headed into the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 Rays. Auto Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years, and by your local Ford dealers. Rays making their annual stop in St. Paul, Minneapolis, Twin Cities here. And this team moved here in 1961. The former Washington Senators became the Twins, played in Bloomington, and now here in Minneapolis. Jesus Sucre will take over. So we'll see what kind of report we get on Ramos. Adam Kolarek is the new Rays pitcher, the lefty, their 3rd of the game.
Yeah, going into his 4th game of the season. There you see the 4.5 ERA. Only 4 innings so far with the 1 punch out.
Well, there's Max Kepler on the face, the Rays left-hander. Pitch is a little bit outside, 1-0. It's a strike. Kepler is homered and struck out in this game. Check swing now, 2-1. Well, Chris Archer worked the first 4 1/3, 93 pitches, 41 fastballs, 26 sliders, and 26 changeups. Now it's 2-2, and you have to think a lot of that had to do with this lineup. When you look at what Paul Molitor sent out, Maurer left-handed hitter, Rosario left, Escobar switch hitter batting left, Polanco switch hitter batting left, then Kepler left, Adrianza switch hitter batting left, Cave a left-handed bat. So a lot of left-handed bats in this lineup, and Kepler, one of them, strikes out against the lefty Kolarek. So one away here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll check in again with Michelle. How you doing?
Hey, Dwayne, I'm doing well. Let's take a look at your Chevy prospect spotlight. First baseman Nate Lowe, who went 4 for 4 last night in AA Montgomery. And then in 31 games this season in AA, he's hitting .339 with 29 RBIs. That's almost an RBI a game, guys. So clearly a game changer. And tomorrow, he'll be one of 2 Rays representatives at the All-Stars Futures game, along with Jesus Sanchez.
Well, that promotion to AA was right on time, because he's taken the Southern League by storm.
That Futures game's always fun to watch. See what's coming up through the pipeline.
Adrianza hitting right-handed here with a 1-1 count. Two and one. One out, base is empty. And there's a strike to pull the count even. 2-2. Pitch in on him as Adrianza fouls it the other way. Now all the way to 3-2. It's Cave on deck. And a cut and a little piece of that one. Just a little bit of that one fouled as he went out after it. Adrianza still alive.
Well, here you see it. Barely getting a piece of this one. Just a chance for the strikeout in Kolarek. Kolarek can be so hard, especially on lefties, with that arm angle. Comes below 3/4, pretty much sidearm slot. Fastball gets a lot of good tailing life to it.
Ground ball, and it's past the diving Duffy. And into left. Adrianza's aboard with one out.
Well, Duffy made the attempt, almost got there. But now you see him getting up a little gingerly. You see it just out of reach. Matt Duffy, good first step, almost got to it. Arianza, good job working that count, finally coming up with a base hit.
Big word on Ramos with the tightness of the hamstring, and he'll be reevaluated tomorrow. So you hope that it's a little tightness and that's it.
That's it, hopefully.
So we'll know more as the time progresses.
You talk about somebody who takes a lot of beatings, I mean, behind the plate every single day, and Wilson Ramos, such a tough guy.
Robbie Grossman pinch hitting now, and he takes a breaking ball in for a strike. Grossman hitting for Cave, who had gone 0 for 2. Ramos leaving the game after a ground ball to third, opening the top half of the 6th. Sucre behind the plate now. Ground ball deflected off Kolarek, picked up by Echeverria, but he could not find a handle on the barehanded attempt. And everybody is safe. Adrianza up to second, and Grossman is aboard.
Boy, here you see it. Another hit deflected off the Rays pitching staff. This one coming off the bat of Grossman. It's a fastball, able to drive it right back up the middle. Kolarek can't get a glove on it. Echeverria almost coming up with an incredible play. It's a good look again. Catch a little bit too much of the plate with that heater. Grossman hits it right back up the middle. You see a good job of Hetchy trying for it. So hard to barehand, especially when the ball's rolling pretty quickly. Once the ball's dying on the ground, that's the easier ones to handle, but and that one just having a little bit too much velocity for Echeverria to handle it correctly.
Now Bobby Wilson. It was a base hit, a line single to left in the 3rd. Reached on Wendell's error in the 5th. Pitch is wide. The Rays would love to get the ground ball to one of the infielders here. Ground ball, but it's going to go through the right side. Gomez charges, stopping at 3rd is Adrianza, and the bases are loaded. Now they got the ground ball from Wilson, but it was through the hole on the right side of the infield. And the bases are loaded with only 1 out for the top of the order, and that means Joe Mauer.
Boy, textbook hitting by Bobby Wilson. He's going to see a pitch outer half. And here it is, Kolarek trying to deliver a fastball outer half. Wilson going with it, and because of the shift, you see Wendell basically playing directly behind second base. Therefore, leaving the gap open on the right side, and Wilson able to expose it.
Kyle Snyder talks it over on the hill. Rays in a spot. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. The pregame show is presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll have a look back at the first half and the first half recap and review all-star memories. It would appear that Ryan Stanek is now getting up. His name was mentioned as a potential opener in tomorrow's game. And he's up here in this one with the bases loaded, 1 out. Kolarek to face the left-handed bat of Mauer.
And boy, we were talking about Cash and all the decisions he has to make just in the opening game, but now you even compile this. So now you're in a game here where you use somebody that you might have to use tomorrow as an opener today, and so there's just that many more decisions to have to make on Kevin Cash's shoulders.
Here's Mauer. And the pitch is a strike. Yeah, the decisions he has to make when he looks at that sheet he's got is like operating, trying to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, yeah.
On a daily basis.
It's like looking at an IHOP menu and there's too many choices. You just get confused if you keep reading through it. You don't know what you want to do.
There's a strike at the knees, right down at the bottom of the zone, and it's an 0-2 count. Big spot for the Rays left-hander. That's wide. One ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball, right side, down to second out there, and no throw back to first. A run scores. Now it's a 1-run ball game. Rodriguez across the plate. Grossman goes to third. Wilson forced at second. Mauer reaches on the fielder's choice, picking up a run batted in the process.
Well, good job by Kolarek here getting the ground ball, and is an excellent job by Bowers choosing to go to second base. Obviously the momentum taking him towards second base, and him being a left-hander making the throw a little bit easier on him. If he would have tried to turn around and throw that to first base, it would have been a really hard play to make. Kolarek was going, he was busting it toward first to try to cover, but he would have had to throw it to him on the run. It was a good job all around by Jake Bowers defensively.
So here's Rosario, another left-handed bat, and he sends a fly ball into left center field. Well hit. That's going to one-hop the fence. Grossman scores. Mauer heads to the plate. He scores. Rosario in with a double, and Minnesota takes a 5-4 lead.
Well, Rosario, we've talked about it, how good he is offensively and leading every category pretty much for the Minnesota Twins. Here you see it. Fastball up in the zone. Does a great job of driving it right back up the middle. Kiermaier had him shifted slightly toward right field. Either way, he wouldn't have been able to get to that ball. Ends up with a double.
Well, Dozier's going to be walked now. He's due up next with Rosario at second. A 5-4 ball game. Started with the 1-out base hit by Adrianza. He has scored. Grossman has scored. Mauer has scored. Four hits in the inning. And here is Escobar hitting from the right side. Pitch is a little bit wide. A fastball, 91. A base hit lined out of the reach of Echeverria. Rosario's going to head to the plate. The throw to third. That hits the runner. Bounds into foul territory. Now Dozier's going to try to score, and he is out at the plate on the recovery by Duffy to get the throw to the plate to Sucre to prevent Dozier from scoring. Another run crosses the plate, however. It's a 4-run inning, and now a 6-4 ball game, Minnesota. 6 for Boston for the Minnesota Twins. And here's the throw from Malik Smith, and hits the runner and deflects into foul territory. And a heads-up reaction there by Duffy prevents Dozier from scoring.
Boy, that whole play was tough to follow. You got a lot of things going on. Obviously, Dozier making the mistake trying to get home on that overthrow, but either way, Minnesota dropping 4 runs there in that inning, getting back on top, and boy, their offense has been so strong. 2 out of the last 3 games, they've got 15 hits or more. So really seeing the ball extremely well, now putting up 6 runs already in this game.
Grossman in the game in right field. 1-1 the count to Malik Smith. Kepler in center field, moving over from right, with Cave being lifted for the pinch hitter Grossman. Malik's down 1-2. Upstairs. 2-2.
All this going on, and Barrios still out on that mound, finding a way to pitch himself into a situation where he is in line to get a win.
Well, a 2-2 count now. You saw the lefty Duke up in the bullpen. Barrios with 91 pitches right now. And he's upstairs. That's going to send Malik Smith to first with a walk. Stay tuned in the middle of the 7th inning for the Ram game break, brought to you by the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. Malik Smith, the base runner. Danny Echeverria will be the hitter. There's a strike. Echeverria lined to short in the 4th inning when the Rays scored all 4 of their runs. That line drive ended the inning. Malik's back in at first. Rios, a 14-game winner last year, coming into this game 9-7. And a liner, base hit, skipping through the infield, advancing Smith to second. And the Rays come right back and put their first 2 hitters aboard here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, great job by Hedge, getting a fastball up in the zone, driving it right back through the middle. You see Molitor.
Well, Paul Molitor pops out of the dugout, and he's going to make a pitching change. Call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. It was on April 25th, 2011, right here in Minneapolis, when our good friend and colleague Todd Callis took down the famous 51-ounce bludgeon of beef. And if you're in Minneapolis, it's a day game on a Saturday. What do? You make reservations, and as a group, this individual right here is going to go after the 51-ounce bludgeon of beef tonight.
That was my reaction after I saw TK's photo after finishing it. So we got the scouting report on the bludgeon of beef that I'm going to take down today, hopefully. And so, look, I got big shoes to fill, you know, and the knowledge of Todd Callis having to already do this and took it down like a champ. You know, that's like following the ace of a staff, throwing a CG, and I got to figure out how to get it done.
Kevin Kiermaier trying to get it done here against Zach Duke, making his 42nd appearance with a record of 3-2.
I gotta say, I'm getting a little nervous about that. It's a big stake.
Pitch is up to Kiermaier. Are you paying?
Well, you know what? If I finish that thing, just like the scene from The Great Outdoors, doesn't everybody get a stake if I finish that? That's what I want to know.
Kiermaier showing the bunt on the first couple pitches and bunts this one foul. 2-1.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing, you know, I'm not wearing a white shirt in that restaurant.
Well, and here's the other thing. It will be documented.
Oh, no,
yes.
yeah, absolutely it will be.
It'll be documented for the ages.
Whether I finish it or not. I've eaten appropriately all day long, knowing that that's coming in my future.
And he bunts through this one. It's now 2-2 on Kevin. Smith has walked. Echeverria reaching on a base hit, first and second. In the seventh, the Rays down by 2. Little looper into left. That's got a chance to drop. Fair ball. Malik Smith heads to the plate, and the throw is not in time. Malik Smith turning on the speed, scores, and now it's a 1-run ball game. Little blooper into left. Rosario put a little something behind that throw, and Malik Smith turned up the speed. Here it is.
Well, a couple things here. Kiermaier doing a good job of just working that pitch and going the left side with it. And then also you got Malik Smith, zero hesitation, saw the ball down. And you know, with his kind of speed, obviously you got a chance of going home. Rosario has a big arm coming from left field.
Well, the call safe. James Hoy making the call. There's the overhead shot. And the Twins want to go ahead and take a look at it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, from that angle right there, it looks like he's in there clean. You know, Malik Smith so fast around the bases, and he saw that down really early. He didn't hesitate at all, and that was one of the main reasons he was able to score.
The little bloop into left.
I mean, this is, yeah, he's clearly in there to me.
Well, and here's the situation from the Minnesota point of view. It has to be clear and convincing to overturn it.
Yeah, I don't know what other type of angle you would need to see from right there. It looked like he was in there, and wondering to me why they'd even challenge.
Zach Duke, a few tosses on the mound while they're reviewing this call.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that it's taken this long. I mean, you know, from the angle we got, unless the foot kicks up off the dirt here, which it does, maybe that's what they're looking into, that right foot. From the first angle we saw, it looked like he was clearly in, and then the second angle right there, it looks like the right foot kicked up just a bit.
Yeah, even with that, the tag had to be carried and a reach back. So we'll see.
Well, it's got to be what they're looking into, is that foot bouncing right here. You see it bounce just up off the dirt, so they're wondering if the left foot got in there. There you go, safe call.
He's safe. Yeah, it stands. So they had to find something clear and convincing. Could not do it, so the call stands on the play at the plate. Malik Smith safely in. And the Rays have men now at first and second in a one-run ball game, and Matt Duffy coming up. Duffy, a ground ball to the right side. That goes through. They're going to wave the runner home, and the throw is not in time. The Rays come right back to tie it. Echeverria scores as Duffy wastes no time at all, and on the first pitch punched it through the right side, his third hit of the day.
What great job by Duffy now. Going to the right side, he's going to get a sinker from Zach Duke. Able to beat the shift here. Outside corner, going with that pitch. Such a good fastball hitter. Here's a great angle of it. Had him shifted just slightly up the middle, and that's the reason he was able to beat it. Get the RBI to tie the big game.
Jake Bowers. And he's out in front, strike one. So 6 innings plus for Barrios. 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 3, struck out 5. The day in which he made 94 pitches, 59 of which were strikes. Well, since the day he was called up, here's a breakout on his extra base activity, and he is tops along with Bregman and Brantley in the American League in doubles.
And that was a scouting report on him coming up. Gap to gap hitter, able to get a lot of doubles over the course of a season. He's got some speed. Also showing the pop though so far this year. One of those doubles yesterday was about 3 inches away from being a home run.
Foul back. Malik Smith walked and Echeverria singled. They have both scored, driven in by Kiermaier and Duffy respectively. Twins 4 for 10 with men in scoring position. The Rays 5 for 9. Bowers a roller to first, down to second out there. That's the only one they get. So the Rays will have men at first and third. Duffy forced 3-6, and that's the first out of the inning. Bowers aboard at first. Kiermaier the runner at third. And now Jesus Sucre, who replaced Ramos. Ramos left after grounding out to third in the 6th inning. Left with hamstring tightness in his left hamstring. Ramos will be reevaluated tomorrow. And Sucre trying to put down the bunt there with first and third and one out. Strike one.
Well, not a bad idea. You got Kiermaier down at third base. Obviously, with the speed he has, something on the ground here, you might be able to beat this out. Not able to get the bunt down.
Yeah. Well, if you execute it, it's tough to defeat it.
It is. It really is, especially when you know you got a guy in Kiermaier, smart base runner. Obviously, once he sees that ball on the ground, he's gone.
Pitch taken wide, 1-1. Sucre with another look down to Matt Quatraro, the third base coach.
A lot of times the pitcher will throw over to first just to see if that batter at the plate's going to square. Maybe give something away there. Possibly what they were doing, what Zach Duke was thinking.
And a foul on the full swing. A ball, 2 strikes. Dukes was in the game last night for an inning. This one in behind the catcher Wilson, and alertly moving up to second Bowers, setting up second and third.
Bowers on his toes right there. All over that pass ball. Here you see it. Gets a great read. Ball in the dirt.
Some heads up play there by Bowers. 2-2 to Sucre. And a little nubber up the first base side. That's going to be a foul ball and picked up by Adrianza. On anything like that, Kiermaier is hightailing it to the plate. And now ball 3. So full count.
Good job by Sucre working this count full. You know you got the base open. You got a veteran pitcher in Duke on the mound. Lefty on deck. I doubt we'll see a fastball here.
3-2 and a pop fly into shallow right field. Grossman making the catch. Kiermaier is going to tag, try to score, and will, taking advantage of Grossman's arm. And the Rays come back. Well, the Rays have come right back here in the 7th inning. After the Red Sox had taken the lead, the Rays have now scored 3 runs and have come back to take the lead 7-6.
Well, 3-2 pitch. Sucre fighting it off, going to right field. But off the bat, it really doesn't look like that ball is deep enough to tag on. But knowing Kiermaier's speed, and Kepler, you know, not with the strongest of arms, able to get home. It looked like he might have slipped. Grossman, excuse me, out in right field. Looked like he might have slipped on that throw.
Intentional walk. Choi had been lifted for Crone. They decide to walk him intentionally. And Joey Wendell coming up. Will be first and second. Wendell 0 for 2 with a walk. And he takes a strike. The Rays with 7 runs, 8 hits. Very close to Wendell. It's 1-1. The inning started with the walk to Smith. Smith, Echeverria, and Kiermaier have scored the runs. And a shot into right center field. That ball will be in there. Extra bases, one hopping the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes another man in to score. And Wendell has gone all the way to third. And the Rays have put together a big inning in the 7th to take a 9-6 lead.
Boy, how about Wendell this at bat? Now, Duke usually so tough on left-handers. Wendell being able to stay in there on, it's going to be an off-speed offering. Here you'll see it. Little slider caught too much of the plate. Wendell stays on that perfectly, driving it out to right field for a triple. Here you go. how fast he is out of the box, thinking multiple bases, obviously. When he sees it down right here, doesn't slow down, hesitate at all, knows he's going to try to go out for third.
So Wendell's triple drives in 2, 9-6. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, the Rays have regained the lead and added on. Carlos Gomez will be the first man to face Ryan Presley with Wendell at third. The pitch up and in, and there goes the helmet. Gomez doubled in a run and scored in the 4th inning after being hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Hit a fly ball to center in the 6th inning, and he is the 9th man to bat in the top of the 7th for the Rays. Presley on for the 47th time. And a big cut and a miss right there. 1-1.
Boy. Ryan Presley having the big fastball coming right at it. This is power on power. You see Gomez unleashing there. He makes contact with that. It's going to land about a mile toward left field.
It's inside, 2-1. Five-run inning. 2 runs charged to Barrios and 3 additional to Duke. And a cut and a miss. Another big cut. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schultz up in the bullpen. And strike 3 called. Rays send 9 men to the plate after losing the lead. They now have taken the lead 9-6, and we'll go to the studio for a Ram game break with Neil and Orestes. Have gone back and forth, and the Rays have just put a 5 spot up in the top of the inning. Jamie Schultz will take over on the hill, pitcher number 4 for the Rays.
Here you see the numbers on the season. Just 3 games so far. Well, obviously the big strikeout potential, has the big fastball, nice curveball to come behind that. It's just if he can keep it in the zone.
First pitch is upstairs. Well, that's been the history on Schultz. Good arm. He's had some success in the minor leagues and has at times been plagued by control issues. This went all the way to the backstop, 2-0.
Yeah, the stuff is absolutely there. You'll see Schultz, he'll be sitting around mid-90s. A big power fastball. Just trying to find that consistent release point.
A cut and a foul ball back, now 2-1. Schultz worked 2 innings Tuesday in the Detroit series. Struck out 3 and walked 1. Fly ball into right. Will be caught out there by Gomez. So the leadoff man retired.
Good job there by Schultz, settling in quick after a couple pitches out of the zone, able to come back, get the out.
Max Kepler, who's now in center field, 1 out of 3 on the day, hit his 11th home run of the year in the 2nd inning. 2 strikeouts since then. It's down 1-0. Archer started work 4 to 3rd. Further action in the bullpen for Minnesota now. Matt Belisle busy. There's a high fly ball off Kepler's bat into short right center, and Gomez comes in to catch this one. 2 up and 2 down. A couple of quick outs. Adrianza is the hitter. Well, he was part of their 4-run 6th. He singled with 1 out, and that started it all before the inning was complete. They had 5 hits, an intentional walk, and 4 runs, and had taken the lead 6-4. The Rays came back with 5 in the 7th. Now a strike. Well, this team doesn't quit, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's nice to see coming back. Very resilient. We got a lot of the youth pitching in as well. Big triple by Joey Wendell. That's one of the consistents we've seen throughout the entire first half of the season, with how much of the young guys are really contributing. Every single game, every single series.
2 balls and a strike. Wendell, in many ways, is sort of the poster child for a couple of elements of putting together this club. One is identifying players that you might be able to get from other organizations and seeing in them ways that they can help you that other organizations could not see, and Wendell is a prime example of that. And then once you have them, in this case in spring training, Kevin Cash took over and his staff and recognized what they might have in him, and they've given him every opportunity, and he's worked hard to be as good as he is. Adrianza here walks with 2 outs.
Well, really, the Rays as a staff pride themselves on putting players into situations where they're going to succeed, whether it's on defense, whether it's a pitching staff, whoever it is. They love to find ways to make sure everybody is put in a situation that is best going to help them, contribute to the team, and they've done it so well with Wendell. They got him a chance to play consistently at second base. Now he's moving around all over defensively and done so many good things for us.
Grossman, who pinch hit and singled and scored in the 6th, takes a strike here in the 7th inning. Fastball by him, 0-2. Archer 4 1/3, Castillo 2/3, Kolarek an inning, and now it's Schultz. Foul the other way, 0-2 still. Up stairs. Boy, a lot of hard stuff from this guy, and he's got it to show you.
Boy, yeah, 95, topping out at 98 right there. We know he has a big curveball, really good hook. Has not even thrown it yet this inning. Been sticking with the heat.
And strike 3 called. 96 on the inner part of the plate. On to the 8th inning we go. 9-6 Rays. We welcome you back to Minneapolis, and boy, what a game this one has been, back and forth. Twins up 1-0, the Rays up 4-1, then 4-2, then 6-4 Minnesota. Now 9-6 Rays. Matt Duffy a 3-hit day. Eder Rosario with a double and 2 singles for the Twins. And our ball game moves into the 8th inning with Matt Belisle, the veteran right-hander.
You see the breakout on Belisle, 21st appearance of the year. Obviously the ERA a little bit elevated from what he's used to. This is a veteran right-hander. Been in the league a long time. Not going to be a big strikeout guy. He's going to be around the plate on 90 miles an hour. Sink it and slide it.
The first pitch is a little bit outside. It is Malik Smith who opened the 7th inning, leading off again in the 8th. Belisle worked a third of an inning last night, picked up a strikeout, and there's a base hit off the bat of Malik Smith. The Rays put some instant speed aboard here in the 8th inning.
Good job by Malix. Second pitch of the at-bat. Second straight fastball, outer half. Malix doing a good job of going down and getting it.
Danny Echeverria singled and scored in the 5-run 7th. Pitch is a strike. Rays dropped an 11-8 ball game last night. They lead 9-6 in this one. That's a base hit through the hole on the left side. Echeverria is aboard, and he is 2 for 4. Alex Smith stops at second. The Rays now have a dozen hits.
Oh, great job right there by Echeverria. Finding a slider up in the zone, just not breaking for Belial. About 84 miles an hour hanger. And we'll get a good shot of it. You see, there's just pretty much no break to that pitch. Just a cement mixer inner half. Good job by Echeverria driving to the left side.
Kevin Kiermaier, top of the order, shows the bunt and a throw back to second. Back in is Malix. Now the Rays scoring those 8 runs last night. It's the first time the Rays have lost a game when scoring at least 8 runs since September of 2015.
Oh. It's going way back in the time machine.
Put 9 up today. And now the bunt by Kiermaier. Belial chases it, and there's no play anywhere. The bases are loaded on the bunt single by Kiermaier.
Well, that right there is a textbook bunt by Kevin Kiermaier. I mean, just absolutely perfectly placed, just out of the reach of the pitcher. Here you'll see it. Great technique right here. Watches it all the way down. See his eyes follow the pitch. Directs it, and you see right past Belial. Third baseman Escobar not able to get there either. And with Kiermaier's speed, they had no shot at getting him at first.
Well, they're loaded for Matt Duffy. He takes a big cut. Down he goes. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good.
Boy, that's just with the history of what Duffy has had to do to get healthy. Get into playing shape. Boy, you hope it's nothing serious. Doesn't look good, though.
Well, you know, he's had such an issue with that heel. And boy, you're always concerned when something like that, given the history.
Here you'll see it. I mean, look, he's swings. You see the foot releasing on the back, and right there, it looks like he rolls over his ankle. Just hope he doesn't do any serious damage there.
Well, it's taken him such a long time to get back to where he is now, and he's been such an excellent hitter and third baseman for the Rays. And boy, that's a scary sight there for a few moments. And let's hope that he is, in fact, okay, as he apparently indicates he is.
Boy, well, it's a good sign that he's staying in the game either way. I mean, obviously, if they thought something was serious, then they'd be taking him out. So if he is indeed healthy, this is the perfect guy you want up at the plate in this situation.
Infield up, bases loaded. And he takes the ball. 1-1. fouls this one back. Down to play 1 and 2. Well, no indication on that swing there, but boy, you are concerned when he went down the way he did on that first pitch.
Well, we've already, in a game where you're already seen Sucre have to come in for Ramos, I'm hoping, obviously Ramos isn't dealing with anything serious. Now you're looking at Duffy, slow to get up after a swing.
And the foul ball back. Maddox Smith opened with a base hit. Echeverria followed with a single. With men at first, Kevin Kiermaier put down the bunt, picking up his second bunt hit of the year. So they're loaded, and it's a 1-2 count on Matt Duffy. Duffy reaches and is out on strikes. So Belisle picks up the first out.
Well, Belisle doing a good job of making Duffy go after this pitch. Here you see a slider starting on the plate and just cutting away from him. Duffy not able to hold on.
Well, Jake Bauers will hit with the bases full and 1 out. Jake's been on a couple times and has scored twice. Officially 0 for 3. He walked and scored in the 4th, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 7th inning. Pitch kept moving in on him and he missed it for a strike.
And you're starting to see why Belisle was able to hang on to a major league spot for so long. You know, that slider is a big key to what he does on the mound. Obviously, he tries to set it up with a fastball around 88, 90, but the big out pitch is that slider.
Well, he's ahead 0-2. Foul right back. Still an 0-2 count.
Well, if you're Belisle, you're flirting with danger right here because Bauers has been red hot at the plate, and that right there was a hanging slider up in the zone. And he throws another one of those. Might end up a souvenir in right field.
And now it's down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Belisle's been with the Reds and the Rockies and the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Indians. Where's his age on his uniform jersey? 38.
That's right, he does. I was just thinking the same thing.
And now, after getting ahead, he misses down and in, and the count squares at 2-2.
Now you see how he's trying to attack Bauers. 4 straight sliders so far. First 2 were really good, and now he's getting a little off with the last couple. Or if he's going to go back in here with this slider. If he sees it again, you know, Bauers has been able to time up 4 in a row now.
And he misses down and in. 3-2.
Well, 5th straight slider of the at-bat. And you wonder, obviously Belisle doesn't have the fastball to really blow it by anybody at this point. So you got to be thinking he's going to come right back with that slider down and in.
And a liner, that ball into right field, going to go all the way back to the wall. Smith has scored. Echeverria is going to score. Over to third goes Kiermaier on the double. And the Rays come up with 2 more on the 2-base hit by Bauers. The Rays make it an 11-6 ball game as Bowers drives in 2.
Well, we just talked about how hot Bauer's bat is, and he just continues to torch the ball. Here we see the 6th straight slider that Belisle threw to Bowers. This one of the worst ones of the sequence. Hangs up in the zone, and Bowers does a great job of just staying back on that pitch. You know, he worked the entire at bat, finally found the pitch he could drive, and rocked it into right field.
Here's Jesus Sucre with the infield in, and he fouls it back. Sucre drove in a run with a fly ball in the 7th inning. 11 runs home for the Rays. Little tap right side. Belisle can't get it. Now the throw is going to be to first. No play at home. Kiermaier crosses the plate. Sucre is out at first, picking up his 2nd run batted in. So the Rays now have 12 runs home and lead 12-6.
Well, Sucre got the job done. Didn't exactly crush the ball, but it didn't need to. Places it pretty much perfectly. Dozier not able to make the play at home. Has to take the out at first.
8 different Rays have runs batted in this game. Kiermaier has 1, Duffy 1, Bowers 2, Ramos 2, and now Sucre with 2. Wendell has 2 runs batted in. Gomez has 1. Smith has 1. And here's Crone. Crone pinch hit in the 7th inning as the DH. Was walked intentionally, and now he gets another plate appearance in the 8th inning. It's 1-1. Bowers at 3rd. 2 gone. Popped up and a foul ball. Out of play it goes. 1-2. High fly ball lifted back into left. Rosario's going to go back. He looks up, and this one is lifted out of here. Home run for Crone. And now he drives in 2 with a 2-run shot. Crone belting the home run with Bowers scoring in front of him. And the Rays make it 14-6.
Boy, how about this swing from Crone, showing off his strength.
Crone's 19th home run of the year.
Boy, he does such a good job, and we've really seen it here lately. Last couple home runs have come on sliders. You see how he goes down and gets that ball. It's a no-doubter. He knows it right off the bat. Last 2 home runs for sure that I've seen him hit have been identical. Slider, and that pitch wasn't really that bad. It was down in the zone, but Crone doing such a good job of going down there and getting it. He's so strong, able to drive that pitch out to left field.
Rays have 5 runs, 5 hits here in the 8th. Now a strike to Wendell. And there's a base hit, fair, up the left field line. Wendell's going to dig for 2, and the throw is in time. Wendell tagged at second. Wendell looking for a double there. That was a close play at second. And we'll see what the Rays are going to do if they're checking the video. And they're going to take a look at it. So they will examine the play at second base. I think Wendell thought he was in there.
Yeah, I did too. Well, you see it, just a great job by Wendell hitting it down the left field line. Rosario, we've seen his arm already this series. Yeah, looks like he is in there. Just depends, right? Yeah, tough to see from that angle. And it's still a tough shot to tell. Obviously, the Rays saw something that they like. Either way, Wendell just continuing to hit the ball hard. Coming off that triple last at bat. We have a chance to see him possibly get a double here. Here you see a different angle.
Those are reaching in for the tag. It could also be one of those situations where if they don't see an angle that's clear and convincing, a call that went against the Rays may very well stand, but we'll wait and see.
Well, tough to tell from all the angles that we got. Nothing very clear to see. Had some close ones so far today. A lot of replays.
Well, the Rays, who scored 5 in the 7th inning, have put up another big inning of 5 runs in the 8th. And out is the call. So one would imagine it's going to stand. And so that's the 3rd out of the inning. The Rays score 5 more in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Rays pulling away. Base, Duffy lifted now, and Robertson, who was not in the lineup, is in there at 3rd base. Jamie Schultz on the hill. The Rays have a 14-6 lead. Bobby Wilson takes the first pitch outside. A ball and no strikes. It's outside, 2-0. 9 different Rays hitters have driven in runs today, accounting for 14 runs on 15 hits.
Like
3-0 the count.
coming into today, this is the last thing that you would imagine would have happened. I mean, talking about the 2 starting pitchers, how good they've been here at the field and rolling through, and you know,
It's a strike, 3-1. Yeah, if you get those two guys going, anytime you get two pitchers who've had some success, and you would say, well, you know, there are going to be 20 runs scored today. You know, 26 hits. You'd think probably not. There's a wave and a miss. But that's what we have here. The Rays lead 14-6. They put back-to-back 5-run innings together in the 7th and 8th.
Yeah, really all the scoring starting around the 4th inning for both teams. 4th, 5th inning.
And now Schultz comes back to strike out Wilson after falling behind. Let's check in with the studio with Neil Anarustis. All right, fellas, thank you very much. Well, apparently they concur with what we've seen here with 20 runs and
that was great.
26 hits. Joe Mauer up here, he walked in the 5th. He has a run batted in. And it's a 1-1 count. Archer started. Castillo, Valeric, and Schultz have followed. Now it's 1-2. Well, the Rays saw a lead get away from them, but boy, they came storming back. Bottom of the 6th, the Twins scored 4 to take a 6-4 lead, and the Rays put 5 up in the 7th and 5 more in the 8th. 14-6 ball game. It's upstairs, 2-2.
Seeing some big time velocity from Jamie Schultz right here. Sitting around 95, 98 mark. Still haven't seen any off speed, but hasn't really needed it yet. See that big power fastball coming right at you.
Foul right back. So it's still 2-2. The Rays with 14 runs today. That's a season's high in a single game for the Rays, 14 runs. Nobody on with 1 out. They scored 12 against Boston back at the end of April. Way high and to the backstop. And the count is full.
Not a bad thing to uncork one of those every once in a while.
Just keep the opposition loose
You
up
got
there.
that right. Go ask Joe Mauer how comfortable he is right now.
Now the Rays scored 12 runs at Fenway on the 28th of April and won 12-6. They had 4 home runs in that game. That's a game started by David Price. Now a high fly ball back into left center. Kiermaier. Boy, Kiermaier had to battle the sun and winds up making the catch on that one. That was not an easy job for Kevin Kiermaier. Got over there with Malik Smith and hit the morning track.
Well, a couple things here. It looks like at first he lost it possibly in the sun, and then secondly, looks like somebody lost something on the field. Maybe he'll pick it up later for the fan. But yeah, going over to track that ball. Here you see it. Tough day to track these, and that was a major league pop fly right there. Wondering also probably where Malik Smith is. Obviously pretty close. Didn't want to run into him.
The pitch down to Rosario.
Oh, we got a
socks.
Yeah, we got a couple pair of socks, you know, hanging out in left field. No wonder whose they are.
Check their feet out there.
They don't look too concerned. They're just showing up in left field, you know. No big deal.
2 balls, no strikes.
It was nice. Kiermaier tried to give it back. What?
Yeah, those don't belong to you. We know that for sure.
No, I don't believe in socks.
Do you wear a pair?
Dwayne, I don't have them on right now.
Yeah.
I didn't pack them on this trip. No socks needed. I'm a Florida boy.
That's a strike now.
Yeah, you know where I can get some just in case.
Yeah, a couple. If you need them tonight.
After the game.
To help you attack the bludgeon of beef.
Yeah, I might.
Popped up. Left side. That ball is going to be out of the reach of Robertson. The Rays had the big shift on for Rosario. Robertson, the only guy on the left side, and he was way off the line. So that drops out of his reach, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And
the way you described going after that steak tonight is perfect. I have to attack it.
Yes.
If I go in there gingerly, there's no way I'm going to take it down.
Yeah.
You know, I got to go in wholeheartedly.
It's upstairs, 3-2.
51 ounces.
Well, young Mr. Callis did take a little break, and actually at one point I think sent back part of it to be reheated.
Really?
Yes. So I think that's allowed.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I got to know the rules a little bit better. I got to study up going into this thing.
3-2, pulled up the right side, out of play.
Oh, how about that grab? We have seen some stellar catches from the fans here in Minnesota. Man, high fives all around. Look at this. Oh, laying out. Tracking it all the way in the Spalding mid. Gotta love it.
3-2, and that's skied to the left side. Schultz is after this one, and he is getting close. He makes the catch. Jamie Schultz up against the railing, left the mound and tracked that one in foul territory. Well, he's made the play of the day right there. That's a good fielding pitcher, Jamie Schultz. Look at that little basket catch over the railing. 14-6 Rays.
A million times, I stick with it. Best athlete on the field is the pitcher. Jamie Schultz, look at him track this ball down. Look, this is actually a really, really good catch. Going over the railing right there.
Yeah, showing great range, great concentration.
Yes, he did.
And soft hands.
Soft hands.
To make that basket catch.
Got that right.
Williams Astudillo is the new pitcher. So they've gone to the bench, not the bullpen.
Yeah.
An infielder, Astudillo, now facing Carlos Gomez.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was an off-speed pitch right there. Looking pretty comfortable out there. Well, Gomez smiling.
And a high fly ball back into deep left field. That one into the upper deck. Gone. Home run for Carlos Gomez. So Gomez greets Astudillo with a home run into the second deck.
You gotta love it. Gomez smiling before the pitch even came. Here we're gonna get a good look at this. Look at him smiling, loving it. It's looking like he's sitting there waiting for home run derby pitch, smiling all the way across the bases. Look at him. How do you not love that?
15-6 now. Alex Smith takes a pitch wide. The Rays hit their second home run of the day.
Oh, boy, Alex.
Careful.
Looking to join the party right there. Looking to go back to back here. He's unleash on that.
Two balls and a strike. The Rays with 15 runs, 16 hits. 3-1 now to Smith. 4 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs. And that's going to be a fair ball headed into the corner. Grossman with the pickup, and Malik Smith stops at second base with a double.
See Sucre in the dugout. Obviously he's been out on that mound a couple times before too.
Yeah, the Rays with a couple guys currently active on the major league roster with the pitching experience. Sucre one, Robertson the other one. Johnny Field had some time out there on the mound. He's at Durham. Want to know the count to Echeverria. And he lines it into left. That's going to drop for a base hit. Smith will go to third and stop there. So a home run, a double, and a single to greet Astudillo.
Well, one thing you got to love about Astudillo is he gets the ball and goes. He gets that ball, get right back on the mound. Let's do it again. Whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen quick.
There's Kiermaier taking a strike. Kiermaier bunted his way on in the 8th inning. It's part of the 5-run 8th. His second bunt hit of the year. That one is foul, 0-2. Rays now have 18 hits. They scored 5 off Belisle in the 8th. They have 6 off the starter Barrios, 3 off Duke, 5 off Belisle, 1 off Astudillo. And it's 1-2.
James Hoy keeping that strike zone tight no matter what the score is.
One well hit foul. He's a man of principle.
That's right.
Whether you meant to hit a guy or not.
That's right.
You're gone.
Yeah, you're gone. You're out. Well, he didn't even think twice when he rung me. I mean, it was almost like he was waiting for me. He saw Brooke Fordyce move inside corner. I'm sure he thought, all right, Bobby Crosby goes down, I'm ringing him.
Upstairs, full count.
I'm pretty sure Pannell was right behind him, about ready to take the ball out of my hand either way.
Ground ball, right side, knocked down by Adrianza, and the play at first safe on the toss to Astudillo. Malik Smith scores. Echeverria up to second. And Kiermaier is aboard.
Well, how about Astudillo even being aware of getting over to first base? A lot of times you see position player go in there, the last thing they're thinking is covering first base. A little PFP action. And you see it. Close play. Kiermaier busting it right out of the box.
And they're going to take a look at that play at first base.
Oh, Molitor doing everything he can to get some outs. Hoping this replay gets overturned. I don't know. Tough to see. Pretty up. Well, there you go.
Well, out. It's going to be overturned. Here's a look. He is.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that's close. They get the out at first. So moving up to second, Echeverria. Rays with 2 runs home in the inning. Robertson hitting for the first time in this game. He takes it upstairs. Robertson replaced Duffy defensively in the bottom of the 8th inning and now hits here in the 9th.
A nice play over there. Catching the one hopper.
A 3-1 count. .16-6 ball game. Popped up. It's going to be out of play and we'll run the count full. .16 runs, 18 hits. There's a base hit into center field. Echeverria is going to head to the plate and the Rays will pick up another run. So now the Rays have had 10 different hitters drive in runs. And Robertson picks up the run batted in on that soft liner into center field.
Well, even prior to going into this inning, obviously we're facing a position player on the mound here, but prior to going into this inning, our Rays have been just absolutely killing the baseball. And you look at last night's game and carrying over to today, see what they did on the homestand.
You're the pitching coach.
Oh yeah, I don't know what
you're
he's
going out to talk with the position players on the mound.
I can speculate when you go out there and you're talking to other pitchers, but when you're going out to talk to a catcher or a position player out on the mound, and I mean honestly, the guy's throwing strikes. That's really what you want him to do. Yeah, I would have loved to have heard what that conversation had involved.
Bowers takes ball one. Robertson at first. Astudillo falling behind 2-0. Bowers pops it up, foul out of play. It's 2-1. 17 runs, 19 hits. Fly ball back to deep right field, and that ball is going to get out of here. Bowers hits a home run. The second home run of the inning for the Rays. For Bowers, his 5th home run of the year. And 2 more runs are home.
Well, whatever was said in that mound visit, I'm sure they're second guessing now.
Well, the Rays have now had 3 consecutive 5-run innings. It's 19-6. One and one to count with Sucre up here. 2-1. Sucre sends a fly ball to the left. Rosario's there to catch it. It's the second out. Well, 19 runs ties a franchise record. C.J. Cron. Cron homered in the 8th inning. It's a little dribbler foul. 2 strikes the count on the Rays' designated hitter. And Cron pops it up on the right side. It's Dozier under it to make the catch. The Rays send 8 to the plate. They score 5 again. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning coming. Gomez opened the top of the inning with a home run. The Rays added 4 more, 5 in the inning, and it's 19-6 Tampa Bay. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by your local Honda dealer. Well, 19 runs for the Rays, 20 hits, and they lead 19-6. Brian Dozier leads off the bottom of the 9th for Minnesota. Jamie Schultz with a couple innings under his belt. Archer started, worked 4 1/3. It's a wave and a miss. Castillo 2/3 of an inning. Coleri an inning. Now 2 innings for Schultz as he begins the bottom of the 9th. All the way to the backstop there. It's 2-1. Three balls and a strike.
But tough to get comfortable. And the guy with Schultz throwing 95, 98 every once in a while, uncorking one. You know, interesting. We still haven't seen that big curveball. It's been fastball the entire time, and he's been very dominant with it so far.
And he walks Dozier to begin the 9th inning. You know, this game can really be a strange game sometimes. The Rays have a 19-6 lead. They've used Archer, Castillo, Kolarek, and now Schultz. And Kolarek, who gave up 4 runs in 1 inning, is the pitcher of record in line to get the win.
Well, how about that? Take them however you can get them, right?
Yep.
Not going to complain about that.
Escobar takes a pitch upstairs. One and one. Romo up in the bullpen. One and two on the foul ball back. And strike 3 called. That's the first out here in the 9th. 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Jorge Polanco will bat. Lifts it to the left side. Robertson under it and makes the catch. So 2 outs with a man aboard. Max Kepler will bat against the right-hander Schultz. Rays tying a club record in runs. Kepler takes the ball down. Upstairs. 2-0. One. 19 runs, 20 hits for the Rays, 2 errors, 4 left. 6-11 and 0 for the Twins. They have left 8. They have a man on right now. Kepler fouls it back.
Well, Schultz can get the final out here. He's put together a really nice outing. 2 2/3 so far. 51 pitches.
Yep, Schultz with 3 strikeouts. He's given up a couple walks. And now full count on Kepler. And ball 4. So Kepler heads to first. Dozier moves up to second. Schultz over 50 pitches, 53, and we think he's thrown all fastballs.
Right. Well, coming right at you. Don't worry about the off speed.
And that's going to be it as Kevin Cash comes out. So a call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. bottom of the ninth, and Malik Smith staying loose.
Yeah, that's right.
During the pitching change there, playing catch with the young fan.
Kid's got a good arm. Why not?
Well, there we are, 19 runs scored today. First time that's happened since 2006, third time in franchise history. They've done it against the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and now the Twins. 19 runs. Adrianza will step in here against Sergio Romo, who takes over and throws a strike. 2 men on with 2 men out. Romo worked on Wednesday in the Detroit series. Finished the 4-2 game for Yarborough and picked up his 11th save. It's 1-1. Couple men on base. And there is a cut and a miss. 1-2. This one is down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the official score sending over word that he wants to give the win to Schultz. Although Kolarek, who did give up 4 runs, was the pitcher of record when the Rays took the lead.
Well, Schultz, he threw the ball very well.
Schultz does not have a big league win. He has no wins, no losses in the big leagues. So he's got a chance.
Always nice to get the first win out of the way. If that's the case.
And now the bases are going to be loaded. The walk to Adrianza loads them. Robbie Grossman's going to be the hitter. Grossman pinch hit and singled in their 4-run 6th. And a ground ball to the right side. Wendell has it, and this game is in fact over. The Rays win it 19-6 today. They scored 5 runs in each of the last 3 innings to come up with their 49th victory of the year. 3 hours and 45 minutes the time of this game. For Doug Wechter, Dwayne Stats, great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners, and Rays Live, the post game, comes your way immediately.